welcome to Houston Gospel Conversations. I'm your host, Larry W. Robinson. This conversation is powered by GospelUpdates.com as well as Houston Gospel Events, the mobile app. Download it today. Listen, this girl right here, the one and only Lynn Hamilton. I came to Houston, and I want to say, I don't even think I was here a year, and I went to a concert. I think they were doing a tribute to John P. Key, if I'm not mistaken. And this lady led praise and worship. Saints, when I tell you I thought God had just came and sat by me in the service, I was tremendously blessed. And so I was in fan mode. I went on Facebook and was trying to connect with her. And so I'm so glad you're here today, Lynn Hamilton.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Now listen, when I think of some of the greats, LaShawn Pace, Karen Clark, and all those people, the one and only Lynn. At what age did you start singing?
Oh my God. I think I was probably about 3 or 4 years old when I started singing. My grandmother was our music director at my church, so I didn't have a choice. It was
you was going to sing?
Yes, I was singing. I was going to sing, so I didn't have a choice.
Well, I was going to ask you who inspired you to sing, but would you say it was your grandmother?
Yeah, I don't know if it was inspiration as much as... At that time, it wasn't inspiration, but later on, it did become inspiration. She did become my inspiration as well as my aunts and uncles. Everybody sang. So, yeah, that was a big thing in our family.
Now, sometimes you put singers in a box. And so when I heard you sing, I was like, my God. But then we had a conversation, and I found out that your musical tastes are very diverse.
They are.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, yes, I am. I love gospel music. I really do. But I absolutely love CCM. That's like, that's how I write. And I'm like, God, wait a minute. Now, I have this big gospel voice, but you give me, this is how I write. And so he's actually, with my music, it's a marriage between the gospel and the CCM, So I'll take the CCM music and, bring it down to gospel, put little runs in it and all that little stuff like that. So.
Well, speaking of that, tell me about, one of the first singles that's available for people to download now is Healing Balm. Tell me about that.
Yes. Oh, Healing Balm. It's Restore Us Again, actually, and it's a Healing Balm. It's a song that... I wrote, I tell people this story when the pandemic first started happening. I'm a healthcare worker, so we didn't have a choice to quarantine and be away from this or whatever. So literally every day I came home, my daughter can, attest to it. Every day I came home, I had COVID. Like every day I was having panic attacks and I would go and say, I can't breathe. And then my daughter be like, and then I like, okay, let me just calm down. Okay, I don't have COVID, but it's comical now, but then it was so real. I was terrified because we knew nothing about what this was or anything. And so I would go in my room and I would listen to worship music, and it would literally calm down my panic attacks. And, and God started revealing to me in that moment that worship is so much more than Sunday morning. Worship has a healing element that no earthly medication can compare to. And so I sat in my room and I started to think about that, and God gave me that song, Healing Balm. And it's just about allowing your worship to heal you through whatever you're going through. At that particular time, it was panic attacks from COVID. But yeah, that's how it came about.
So, as you were saying that, it reminds me of a song from Vashawn Mitchell. My worship is for real.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorites. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's one of my biggest issues, my biggest things, because I've been in the gospel realm for so long, and you see it all. So many times it's like a big show, and you get worn out with it, and I had gotten to the point where I was just worn out with the shows, and I didn't want to be, connected to some of the people behind scenes because it was ugly behind the scenes, and so I was like, I just don't want to do it, God. And I was like, if I don't have a genuine heart, if I'm going to get up there and it's going to be a show, I don't want to do it at all, and so that's why that's one of my favorite songs. Lord, I want it to be so real, and just like the young lady said before, I want it to be so real. I want it to be authentic. Everything that I give out, I want it to be authentic. And so that's like one of my prayers before I minister every time. I don't want them to see me at all.
Well,
let me completely disappear and let them see you guys.
Well, you know what? As I said in the beginning, as you were singing that first time that I met you, I'm telling you, it was like God had came and sat on, by me. I was like, wow. And then, and sometimes when God moves like that, you kind of look around like, am I the only one? But I can physically see, other people were having their moment. I always say it this way, that when we're in worship, we really are worshiping because we have an audience of one.
Yes.
And I think she said it too, that people just kind of eavesdrop in on the conversation.
That's all it is.
And so that's what we experience when we hear you sing.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Healing Balm is the current single. People could, and I keep saying Healing Balm, but it's Restore
Us Again.
Restore Us Again, Healing Balm. Restore Us Again, Healing Balm. But you're writing some new music. Tell me about that.
I am. My music director, he calls me Michael McKay Jr. because I write a song every day. but I am writing. I do have music that's coming out, and I am writing. I'm preparing to release my first project actually in July of next year, which will be my first project, and completely writing the whole entire thing and arranging the whole entire thing myself, which is something that God told me I had to do, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, nobody wants to hear me, and he's like, he's not supposed to hear you anyway.
Come on, that's
so I was like, okay then. So I have some music coming up. Yes, I do.
So where can our listeners connect with you? You have an official website, or you on Facebook? Are you on TikTok? I always like to ask that question.
First of all, I'm not on TikTok because I just learned that it was TikTok and not Tink Tonk. And my daughter would tell you that. Because I'm not really big on social media, but being an artist in this new age, you have to. And so that was like one of my biggest things is kind of coming out because I'm very shy. Very, very shy. And I'm like, I gotta put my face on social media. But I am on there, though.
Okay. But I know you're on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. Okay. Yes, I'm on Facebook, Lynn Hamilton Music, Facebook and Instagram, yes. And you can find my single on, every musical streaming platform.
All right.
Yes.
So what advice do you have for a little girl that's been having these lyrics come to her mind? She don't really know how to structure and put them together. What advice do you have for her?
First of all, most lyrics were poetry before they were lyrics, most of them. I always write everything down. I don't care if it's one line. One of the songs that I have coming out now, I believe, started out with one line, with me joking around because I like to joke around. And it was just, I believe, and it turned into a whole song. So any idea, whatever it is, no matter how small you think it is, let me tell you, the way God can take one word, one sentence, and turn it into something so great. Make sure you write it down. Make sure you record it. If you ain't got a pencil, pick up your phone and put that one sentence on your recorder and just save it, because if it's meant to, God's going to turn it into something great.
That's good. All right. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
All right, Lynn Hamilton, tell listeners again how they can connect with you today.
Okay, you can connect with me, Lynn Hamilton Music, on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to listen to my music, if God just moves you that way, you can find me on all streaming platforms, and it is under Lynn Hamilton, Restore Us Again, a.k.a. Healing Balm.
All right, Lynn Hamilton, thank you for joining the conversation today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for tuning in to Houston Gospel Conversations, powered by GospelUpdates.com and Houston Gospel Events mobile app. Download it today. God bless you. Stay tuned.
Media personality Larry W. Robinson presents Gospel Updates. Gospel Updates is the who, what, when, why, and where in the gospel music industry. Gospel Updates is a monthly magazine, weekly newsletter, video webcast, as well as a podcast. Gospel Updates has over 25 years of featuring people in the gospel music community. Gospel Updates magazine and the new Gospel Updates weekly newsletter document those who are continuing to help shape and write new chapters of this ever-evolving story of gospel. Go to www.gospelupdates.com. That's www.gospelupdates.com to get the latest issues. If you want to be featured, call or text 337-214-4046 or email gospelupdates@gmail.com for rates and details. Gospel Updates, featuring people in the gospel community for over 25 years.